having to spin for like 4 hours is really scary. And then having to spin for 4 hours as a highly valued IP that's owned by people who you can't mess it up. Like Bill said, all it takes is one untoward, a hot mic, non-filtered moment. Yeah. And I'm living in a cardboard box under a bridge.
Hey, this is Sam Stone here with Den of Geek at New York Comic Con 2024 with the cast of SpongeBob SquarePants, celebrating 25 years of SpongeBob and Bikini Bottom. That's you guys, exactly.
Hello. It is. He's talking about us.
25.
Someone's talking?
Sam Stone.
Everybody sings that. Everybody sings the John Prine. But yeah, let's go ahead.
I know the Swamp Dog version, but yeah.
Sure. But in terms of like SpongeBob's become a generational show. When you're going to shows like New York Comic Con, you're seeing people introduce their kids now that used to watch SpongeBob, and now their kids are watching SpongeBob. What is it? How is it seeing different generations of SpongeBob fans?
Nothing prepares you for what we're going through right now. It's unbelievable. It's so rewarding and satisfying to see a dad and his son dressed like Patrick. I mean, it's really crazy and
their granddad.
Beautiful.
Like we get so many
so fast.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're older than us now.
It's 4 generations now because it's like little kids.
Yep.
Their young parents, then the grandparents who are probably in their 60s. And then the parents of the grandparents who are like in their 70s or 80s.
Mom!
So it's like,
Mom!
and they all watch it together.
I like chocolate.
They all watch it together. It's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Well, and SpongeBob, of course, is still cooking, still behind that fryer, and
Still cooking.
Yeah, you've
Cooking
just
with
put out,
grease, baby.
Well, you've just put out Creepway Camp, the Halloween special to help commemorate, and it's available to stream now on Paramount Plus. SpongeBob being so malleable, how is it going onto the spooky side and seeing what all your characters are afraid of and react to ghost goblins? And everything?
I ain't afraid of nothing.
Yeah, we just drove by some very attractive billboards for Creepaway Camp here in New York City.
That's really cool.
It's always cool to see SpongeBob and Patrick and the characters like big in New York City. You're like, wow. If I can make it there.
In Delaware.
We love doing Halloween shows, like anything that has to do with horror. If we can get to that all the time, a lot of our shows end up having a horror element to it.
And that series, it's a 4-parter.
Yeah, it's a 4-part.
So it plays with so many tropes and moments of classic horror, and our writers are so rich. They have such a rich knowledge of pop culture and stuff.
They're rich too.
Yeah, and they're well.
Not union. They're non-union.
Non-union.
Not
richer
WJ.
now.
So they ain't that rich. But yeah, there's always been that connection between animation and horror, humor and horror, like all the way back, all those haunted house cartoons from the 20s and 30s, Betty Boop and Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
There's always like a spooky haunted house element to so many of those cartoons.
It's always close too between being scared, it's that reaction, and laughing at something, that reaction. They're really close.
And all the characters move like this.
Oh yeah.
Want to be
skeletons
a member? Want to be a member?
Yeah. Flip the Frog, I remember having.
Oh yeah, Flip the Frog.
Yeah.
Fireworks. Yeah. Oob, yeah.
SpongeBob is always dialed up too. But you're taking it from a happy dialed up energy to a spooky dialed up energy.
Yeah.
Like, how is it playing those colors of your performance?
That's just more fun.
It's a comic spooky,
More
though.
fun
It's
for
not
us.
genuinely
and more
spooky.
fun.
Yeah.
It's not The
But
Exorcist.
It is as close to a SpongeBob slasher movie as you're going to see.
Right.
Until SpongeBob falls into the public domain and then they do like the Pooh thing,
They do
like the Winnie the
mashups on
Pooh thing.
everybody, yeah.
But it is the closest thing to a SpongeBob slasher film that you're ever going to witness.
And again, available to stream now on Paramount Plus.
Available to stream and slash. Available to scream.
Stream and
Is
slash.
somebody using that?
Stream.
Now available to scream. Come on, Paramount. If you're not using that in your advertising, you're failing us.
Yeah, eat fresh.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Now available to stream.
Well, 25 years in, what are some of the what keeps you invested in the game? I mean, seeing the different dimensions of Squidward, seeing the different dimensions of Plankton. I mean, he can't be after the Krabby Patty forever.
Exactly. I love watching what all these people do with their stuff. It's so much fun, and
That's rather personal.
And to be
Yeah,
a
with our
part of
stuff.
it it's a gas, and it's rewarding. And how is this happening? How is it real?
That's the beauty of it. We've been here for so long. We had no choice but to evolve us a little bit. Even though we always come back to the same, way that we are as characters. You still even get the feeling that Squidward's may have loosened up a little bit over the years. Plankton's not quite as scary as he used to be in a way because he kind of knows everybody now, and like everybody knows he's a jerk.
Right.
But he's still like. He comes to some of the family picnics,
Well, he's a
You all have
jerk
that
with a heart of
relative,
gold.
like,
Right.
I can deal with him for a couple hours.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, to that point, like, how is it like finding? Because Plankton, for example, is as mustache twirling as a performance gets. He's got that very sense of gravitas, like how is it finding new and fun ways to play these characters that you've been doing for over 2 decades now?
Well, right. I mean, I'm writing it too, so that's the biggest challenge is us trying to figure out what are we going to do next? And I'm always thinking I can't come up with anything else. There's like I got nothing for this month. I'm screwed. I'm not going to make it, through this month because I don't have another idea. And then something happens. Something I see, just something that happens to me, and then all of a sudden, or something that happens to somebody, and then all of a sudden, boom, we got
One
to
of
do
the things
episode.
we've been able to do is to rely on classic literature. We've had a Moby
too.
Dick episode. We've had a Mickey Spillane, a sort of a film noir kind of thing, and that enables us to branch off into that and still keep our character going, but to do it a little bit slightly different.
Yeah, and we just did Snow White, Snow Yellow. So
Snow Yellow. And what was your?
I've never heard Herman Melville and Mickey Spillane bandied about in the same sentence.
Look it up, kids.
Doug wrote
couldn't think of
an
the real
episode
author.
where the SpongeBob and Patrick are trying to go to the library and they get in an elevator that goes different directions.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, how
The elevator
did that,
episode where Squidward's trying to drop off a book at the
right,
library.
Yeah. I mean,
You
where
came
did
up
that
with
come
that
from?
like,
You
you just came up with it at the
That
session, didn't you?
Yeah, no, it was at the, we were all writing and trying to figure out stuff with writing, and I had nothing, and it was my turn to bring something to the table that morning. And I went, I have to go to the bathroom. So I went in the bathroom, and I'm just going, I got nothing. And before I was done going to the bathroom, I came up with, they're in an elevator. It was just sort of like, let's stick them in an elevator, stick the 3 in the elevator for a while.
We're very mature.
Yeah.
We're a very,
You
very
didn't
mature
tell me about
group.
the bathroom part.
Yeah. It was number 1. It was fine.
Kind of an elevator pitch, but also a lavatory pitch.
Yeah, it's a combo.
I was going to say what's amazing is our writers keep it so fresh, right? And so then it's easy for us. Like the fact
Fresher
that
than the stall that Doug was in.
100%. We're still.
Do not go in there.
We are now going to stay on the potty humor forever.
Right.
Tom, Bill, you had the opportunity to, of course, announce the Super Bowl, and dare I say, maybe better than the regular broadcast. How was it getting the chance to be Patrick and SpongeBob?
They're very
about
sensitive.
scary.
They're very sensitive about that. No, I'm kidding.
But how was that opportunity? How was it playing that for?
That was wild.
It was completely different for me than it was for all these guys because I love football so much. I've been watching pro football my whole life. And so it was a completely different thing. The challenge was to be live and to be ad-libbing often. That was something with such a huge audience. No one wants to blow a 25-year gig because something happens on the football field.
Yeah. SpongeBob and Patrick were on pretty much for the entirety of the game.
That's right.
Which went into overtime.
Yeah, overtime, of course.
It was a great game, too.
And having to spin for 4 hours is really scary. And then having to spin for 4 hours as a highly valued IP that's owned by people who you can't mess it up. Like Bill said, all it takes is one untoward, a hot mic, non-filtered moment. And I'm living in a cardboard box under a bridge.
And on top of all that, I had never done mocap, and I don't know. I know you guys had dabbled in it,
Right,
But
sure.
on top of having to improv all that and beyond all those
That's
hours,
true.
we're all in mocap suits, and
Using our bodies.
and using
Yeah,
your bodies,
right, right.
and you have to be conscious of your physicality as well. And so, yeah, there was a lot going on.
While they were doing that, I was doing the World Championship color for a spitting contest.
Yes. Which was a way more important
Yeah,
game.
the arm
It was
wrestling, the
much
arm
more
wrestling
exciting,
championships
actually.
in Petaluma.
Well, again, audiences can catch SpongeBob SquarePants and just in time for his 25th anniversary and counting on Paramount Plus. And check out Creepaway Camp if you want to see the spookier side of SpongeBob, while still, of course, keeping within the family Browns that this franchise has been known for. This is Sam Stone with Den of Geek. Thanks, guys, for sitting down and talking to me
Thanks,
today.
Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Do we get to keep the microphones?
Yeah, I really like these.
I like that.